cool.
That is cool, man. If you guys want to look at it, check it out on Google Images, whatever.
But yeah, it's called Blood Falls, and it's in Antarctica.
So the Antarctica Blood Falls.
Yeah.
Should come up.
And it does it. Yeah, man. It bleeds. The ice bleeds.
That's cool. So it's like bacteria.
Yeah, it's
like being isolated and stuff in there for years.
It is brining. It gushes forth a transparent, brining, iron-rich liquid that quickly oxidizes and turns red, staining the ice below. The source of that water is an intense, salty lake tapped beneath 1,300 feet of ice. And a new study has now found that microbes have caved out a niche for themselves in that inhospitable environment, living on sulfur and iron compounds. The bacteria colony has been isolated there for about 1.5 million years, researchers say.
It's a long time.
Yeah, man. So this is something legit, man. It's been happening for years. And it's salt water that turns red, which I thought was kind of cool. My next random fact is...
Wait for it. Oh, it didn't start playing.
Okay. Okay. My next random fact is... If you keep yelling for 8 years, 7 months, and 6 days, you would produce enough sound energy to heat up a cup of tea.
Wow. Is it worth that 1 cup of tea? that is a lot of heat. And that's heat energy you get.
Your sound energy.
Sound energy. So like the vibrations.
Yeah, from the yelling. Yeah. But you would have to consistently yell for 8 years, 7 months, and 6 days. No breaks.
And then you would heat up a cup of tea?
Yeah.
How many years?
8 years, 7 months, and 6 days.
If anyone wants to order a cup of tea, now is the time, Tar.
Ready!
8 years later.
Is my tea ready?
A little bit longer?
I'm out of yells.
Oh well. That's cool. I like that.
Another random fact is the name Australia combines 3 A's. The name Australia contains 3 A's, and each A is pronounced differently.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Australia. 3 A's, but all of them are pronounced differently.
Well done, Australia. Well done.
They deserve a theme song.
They deserve a theme song?
Yeah, man.
Okay, Australia, this one's for you.
3 A's, all pronounced differently. Australia. Winning. And my final random fact is kind of like funny town names.
Okay. Funny town names.
So there is a town in Italy called Bra. There is a town in England called Shitterton. Shitterton, yes. This one's funny, yeah. There's a town in Turkey called Batman. And at one point, they threatened to sue Warner Brothers.
What? How can they threaten? God.
There is a city called Why Not in Mississippi.
I think you should start. Wait, hold on. I've got something perfect for this. Right, start the list. Start the list again.
Okay. Okay. So, funny name number 1 is Shitterton, a town in England. There's also another funny town called Hell in Michigan. There's one called Y in Arizona.
Why?
There's a place called Why Not in Mississippi.
Was that a reply to why?
Why not, man? And then there's a Bastard Town in Ireland.
Oh, good old Bastard Town.
And then obviously, like I said, Batman in Turkey. That at one point they threatened to sue Warner Brothers. There's a town called Beaver Lick in Kentucky.
Beaver Lick. Wow. Okay.
There's a town called Bitchfield in England.
Oh, wow.
There is there's a town called Boring in Oregon. It became a twin city with Dull in Scotland.
Yeah, and there's actually a third one. I'll talk about that after.
Obviously, like I said, Bra in Italy. There's Catchbrain, a town in England. Cockbury, a town in Turks and Caicos Islands. There's a town called Cox in Cornwall.
Wow.
There is a town called Condom in France.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe that's where it came from.
There's a town called Dicktown in New Jersey.
We should probably take a visit to Condom at some point.
There's a town called Embarrass in Minnesota. There's a town called Cotton Shot in Texas.
That's what happened to the guy who first moved there?
There's a town called Faggot Hill in what's that? Massachusetts.
Yeah. Wow, we don't use that word anymore.
No, they don't. There's a town called Fingerhoe in England. There's a town called Gay in Georgia.
Oh.
There's a town called Hooker in Oklahoma.
That's where they first started.
There's a town called Hop Bottom in Pennsylvania. There's a town called Hospital in Ireland. The village has no hospital.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Oh, wow.
There's a town called Kill in Ireland. A town called Noblick in Minnesota. There's a town called Lost in Scotland. Middle Fart in Denmark. There's a town called Normal in Illinois. There is a town called No Place in England.
No place.
There's a town called Off Kim in Israel. There's a town called Onnacock in Virginia.
Hey, I'm just Onnacock in Virginia. You what? I'm just at Onnacock in Virginia. You're on a what?
There's a town called Once Brewed in England, and it's not far from Twice Brewed, both in North Cumbria. Oh, was it?
Once brewed and twice brewed.
Both in Northumbria. Northumbria, rather.
That's so funny.
There is Penny Come Quick.
Well, the rich people live in England.
There's a place called Police in Poland.
They don't have a police station, imagine.
There's a town called Rectum in the Netherlands.
Oh, I wish we visited there. That would have been a great photo opportunity.
There is a town called Scratchy Bottom in England. And there's also a town called 6 Mile Bottom in England.
Wow, that's a big bottom.
What's this? Rotten Egg in Austria. Surprise in Arizona. Swat Sticker in Canada. T-Pute in New Zealand. There's a town called Thong in England.
Oh, the famous piece of clothing.
There is a town called Three Cocks in Wales.
There are only 3 men living there.
There's a town called Useless Loop in Australia.
Wow.
And Valcon in, Alberta in Canada.
Yeah.
There's a town called Wank in Germany. And there's also a town called Wankum in Germany.
There's one place where you go to do it yourself and one place where you do it for other people.
There's a town called Weed in California.
Oh, cool. So it must be a place where it's highly legalised now then.
And there's a town called Westwood Ho! Somewhere in the UK.
Westwood Ho!
And the final one is there's a town called Worms in Germany.
Wow.
I thought those were entertaining and random. So.
It's quite funny, though. That's so weird.
Yeah, man.
That's so weird. I wonder what came first, the names of the towns or these things?
Probably the names, and then
It must be.
people, what is it? They make up their own decisions on what words mean and how they mean,
it,
and which one's a swear word and which words are bad words, and you know. My final, I guess, segment for today's show.
I've got a couple of random facts.
Go ahead, man.
If I can
Go ahead.
throw them in, because I saw this and I thought, you know what? I'll give these guys something light. These are random facts that don't really, they're just quick fire ones, right?
Okay, cool.
Interesting fact number 1. Hitler and Napoleon both had one testicle.
Oh.
Damn straight. Number 2. In America, you will see an average of 500 adverts a day.
Wow.
It's 500.
It's quite a lot.
It's illegal in Newcastle, America, to have sex in a butcher's shop's meat freezer, sorry. I'll repeat that. It's illegal in Newcastle, America, to have sex in a butcher's shop's meat freezer. Fact number 5. Jaguars are frightened by dogs. Don't ask me why, they just are. Number 6. Holland has the densest population per square mile of any nation in the world.
Wow. And they're the cleanest. I didn't see any homeless people in Amsterdam.
I saw 1 or 2.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they were homeless, but they looked like they potentially could be.
Okay.
But I know one of the random things we found out in Amsterdam was that they use crows, or they're training crows at the moment to pick up litter.
Oh yeah. I remember them saying.
And they feed them peanuts or something when they come back and drop litter off. They tried to use pigeons first, but they found out pigeons were too dumb. That was the actual reason. They were like, no, we can't. We tried pigeons. They were too dumb. They didn't get it. So
I can understand why.
Crows,
man, smart birds.
So next fact, honey is the only food that doesn't spoil. It doesn't go bad. It never goes bad. Never bad.
Even if it has a sell-by date on it?
There's no sell-by date for honey.
Huh. So they lied to us.
They have to put sell-by date for legal reasons, I think, in the shops. But, yeah. Another random fact. It's been estimated that 1 out of every 200 women is born with an extra nipple.
Huh. Extra nipple, eh?
1 out of every 200 women is born with an extra nipple.
Extra nipples.
Extra bit of love. Horses are forbidden to eat fire hydrants in Iowa.
Yeah. One of those strange laws again.
And make sure your horse don't eat no fire hydrants if you're there. It takes 17 muscles to smile, but 43 to frown. So if you're angry all the time, you're losing more weight. So keep being angry. In Britain, failed suicides were hanged in the 19th century.
Wow.
So if you failed your suicide, the government would do it for you, free of charge.
Oh, perfect. Let me mess this up. Oh.
I don't even know what I'm doing, so...
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to kill myself. What? You're trying to kill yourself? Yes, I'm failing terribly. Kill me.
A couple more, then I'm done. If a child burps during a church service in Nebraska, his or her parents may be arrested. It takes a lobster approximately 7 years to grow to be 1 pound. So if you eat a 1 pound lobster, or you're sharing a 1 pound lobster, it took 7 years
to make
it to your plate.
Jeez. 7 years, well worth.
So it lived 7 years, so you can feel alright with yourself knowing that. So basically, they're saying, eat lobsters that are at least a pound or more, because you know they've lived for at least 7 years.
Then...
Silver lining.
Yeah, man.